Hello everyone, it is the Canadian Futures Trader here. It is Monday, March the 15th, 2021. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first video of mine you are seeing, I created this channel back in December 2020 to kind of document the process of going through various funded trader programs. Had a few successes, had a few busts, and I wanted to provide an update because it's been over a week, probably the longest I've gone without an update. So first things first, you're looking at my website. I have a few updates on a few different things. You can always come to my site. I put the link down below in the video descriptions, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. First thing, last video I made was doing TopStep Trader. I'd signed up for the 150K evaluation. I did day one and made roughly 5,500, so close to 2/3 of the goal. And no updates since. So why there hasn't been any videos or much else, or if you emailed me, I just finally got back to some emails today. Super busy week, not in trading, just in other businesses I'm involved in. Honestly, the timing for the TopStep evaluation was not the greatest on my part. I am still live, and I'll talk about it in a second, but so that kind of colors why there hasn't been any videos and why it took me so long to get back to emails and why there's been no TopStep updates, etc. It was just a super busy week. So let's start with TopStep. Still alive, still in step one. So even though I had that fantastic day one, got super busy. Days 2 and 3 were basically flat. I just did a trade, so it would count as a trading day, but really no progress made. Days 4 and 5 were actually losing days, not monsters. I'm still above the starting point, but I lost a bit of ground. That brought us to today, which is day 6 of the first step. And it was another day where I just did not have time to really trade. So I put in a trade, even though at this point it doesn't matter. You don't have to trade consecutive days as long as you do a minimum of 5, and I've done the minimum of 5 at this point. I think it's just like out of habit now. I'm used to going into all the programs every single day. So no update really on TopStep. I'm still in step 1. This week is looking better in terms of my own schedule. So the goal, honestly, at this point is almost like I'm starting from scratch. At this point, I've put in the 5 days. I've put in 6 days already. So whatever day I can pass it will be the last day. I'm hoping to do that. I mean, ideally by Wednesday, but it might be by Friday. I don't know. It just depends on how trading goes. So when I do actually pass, I will do an update, and that is on just step 1. Like I mentioned, it really was not the best time to start the TopStep evaluation. And I think too, I don't want to say I bit off more than I could chew, but it's like at this point I've got my own account through NinjaTrade that I use. OneUp funded account, LeeLoo funded account, and now this TopStep. So it is a little bit much to do. The other thing that I did was I decided I was getting a little bit off course, if you will. You know, treasuries really have been, you know, how I got through the programs that I passed for the most part. Some NQ, etc. But really, I usually feel the most comfortable with the treasury. So I finally decided, let's just stick with the treasuries. But on top of that, let's not trade in the evenings anymore. I mean, the treasuries are just, some days there's movement and a lot of days there's not in the evenings. So that kind of leaves me with just the morning. And unfortunately, since I live on the West Coast, the best trading hours for me with the treasuries are approximately 5:30 a.m. till about 8 a.m. Not to say that there isn't activity and movement after that, but that's kind of the meat of it, and that's when the best times are. So I kind of made the commitment to only trade the treasuries and try to trade in that 5:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. time slot, which is early for me. But I've made that happen on the days that I was able to trade, and it's getting a little bit easier, but definitely a change of pace. So, because keep in mind, I'm not just doing the TopStep thing. I'm also on those other days trading. I pretty much haven't been trading my own personal account whatsoever, but I've been doing the OneUp and the LeeLoo accounts, and they're both going fine, just in case you're wondering. So that's what's going on schedule-wise. Like I said, this week should get a little bit better, so goal is to really get through that TopStep, step 1, and I think that is it. So speaking of emails, I mentioned some of you had emailed. I'm happy to reply to everyone. Thank you for being patient. I did just get the emails finally today from about like the last week. Most of the emails tend to be compliments of the YouTube channel, which I appreciate. Thank you very much. And or just asking about the various trader programs and kind of saying, you know, like, hey, here's my situation, a little bit about me, you know, my schedule, whatever it might be, your kind of limitations, you know, which program do you think is best for me? So I'm happy to answer those questions. So feel free to reach me. Speaking on my website, the link's down below. You can use the contact page and just send me an email. I don't really have any social media and stuff related to Canadian Futures Trader. It's just I'm kind of like maxed out on what I can kind of give to it. So just send an email and I'll write you back when I can. And I'm happy to tell people my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. Like, who's to say I'm an expert? I've gone through all 4 programs though before, so some of them many times. So I'm happy to kind of, listen to your story and try to point you in the right direction. Speaking of that, one thing I did actually find time for this weekend and kind of motivated by seeing those emails as well. A while ago, like over a month ago, I started writing reviews of the 4 programs. So I have like a little blurb about each on this page, Trader Valuations. But actually, I can just bring it up here. So you can go down. So what I did though is I actually went and wrote reviews. Now these are not extensive reviews. They really just touch on the high kind of key points, but also the pros and cons. I wrote what I believe are fair evaluations of each based on my own opinion. And then I went so far as to put a little table together as well, just kind of ranking them based on what I think are the most important things to somebody looking into these, namely pricing, are they friendly to new traders, easy to use type of thing, the software available that you get access to, ease of passing the evaluation, the evaluation rules themselves, which kind of goes hand in hand, quite honestly, with the ease of passing, funded rules, because there's rules once you get funded, and funded costs, because there's actually costs associated when you get funded sometimes. Nothing dramatic, don't be put off by that. So there you go. You can read all those. You can read the individual reviews. You can look at the little chart if you're interested. And I think, guys, that is it. Actually, the last thing I will say, other requests I get is to show like trade setups or explain like my trading, style. What am I doing? How am I passing these? Whatever, all that type of stuff. I did actually record a few trades this last week. I have not had any chance to like make videos out of them and kind of put commentary on it. There's one that I really want to get up though. It was a lot happens in the trade, so there's a lot to explain, and I think it's a good trade to explain a lot of my thought process in what I'm looking for to get into a trade. Once I'm in it, how I'm managing it, both from a stop loss and from a take profit perspective, and how I'm managing it as the order flow changes. So, the trade's about 4 or 5 minutes long, which may or may not sound long, but a lot happens in that 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm anxious to get that up, but it might be a few days. So look for that video as well. And like I said, as soon as I pass TopStep and or I have more time, I will make more videos about that. But hopefully we'll be passing it sometime this week and posting a video about that. And then, of course, because I'm a sucker for punishment, I have one other thing in the works, but I won't mention it yet. But hopefully be making videos about that as well sometime soon. So that is it, guys. I just wanted to give an overall update. Thanks, everyone. I haven't even had a chance to look at the comments on the YouTube channel. I will try to this week. Like I said, send me an email if you have any questions. I do my best to get back to people. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks, everybody, for watching this video, for watching the other videos. I hope they are helpful. And like I said, look for some more videos in the meantime. Check out my site if you want to read the reviews or whatever else you're bored. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks, everyone.